Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the thrilling conclusion of IGN's live show from San Diego Comic-Con 2013. Here we see outside of the convention center. Day 3 is just about ready to wrap up. I'm your host, Damon. I'm now joined by Eric, Joey, Chris, Roth. What do you guys think? Did you guys have a good time this week?
Oh, yeah.
Was this a good Comic-Con? In the pantheon of Comic-Cons, is this one of the good ones?
This is the best Comic-Con ever.
This was the best.
This Comic-Con, we saw the S.H.I.E.L.D. premiere screening. We had Jennifer Lawrence make her beloved debut at Comic-Con.
She hasn't been to Comic-Con before?
No, she had never been here.
That chilling trailer to Catching Fire that we should gush about because Eric and I both loved it. I just had jelly beans thrown at me though outside
we just
on
had
the
this
balcony.
Was it with love or hate?
No. Well, this was the interesting thing. I don't think it was at me. It was at all. Who knows who I am? But it was. I was with the guys from Community, and the crowd. Was insane, yelling, screaming, throwing jelly beans. I think trying to get
Where were they
their
getting the
attention.
jelly beans from?
I don't know where they got the jelly beans.
I watched Community. There's no jelly bean.
No,
And or maybe it was dots.
Right.
But just by happenstance, they kept hitting me.
You're a superstar, that's why.
Take pride in that.
I think that
Collateral damage.
It's just amazing to me the intense love for this show. That was just, I knew about it, but that was revealed to me in a physical way via jelly bean.
Oh, yeah. In Hall H tomorrow, there will be more
love.
insanity. Yeah.
The girls were really fun to interview, too.
They were
I'm here,
indeed.
too.
And I have a new hat. Thanks,
you go.
Allison. Yeah.
We've talked about it. We've talked about it a lot on the show, but is the Superman-Batman movie the biggest announcement of Comic-Con?
Announcement, yeah.
Announcement.
Yeah. Again, and
So far.
it's in the next 2 hours, Fox and Marvel have one more chance. And I joked on Twitter when they made that announcement, Superman, Batman, Marvel could be scrambling right now to be like, what can we announce?
What can we announce to top
But
them?
it's unlikely that I think they already had planned what they were going to announce.
Sure.
So I think Superman, Batman will be announcement-wise the big thing.
But you actually did end up getting to see the full pilot for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yeah.
Tell us about
Yeah,
that. You gave it an 8.5 on it.
I get 8.5, which again, as a reminder, is great. People were saying, but you didn't say enough cons about it. It's great. I thought it was super fun. If you love the Avengers, I think you'll love this. Again, scale-wise, of course, you have to think much smaller. It's a TV show, but if you love Joss Whedon as I do, it feels very Joss Whedon. Just that mixture of cool action, but the wit is constantly there, and taking some story turns that you don't see coming. As far as you think you're like, okay, we're following this character on this story, but instead going, no, I'm going to take you around a corner instead. I thought it was really fun. It also played insanely well because it was 4,000 rabid Joss Whedon fans.
Yeah.
It will never play better than that, but I think when it airs on TV, people will really enjoy it.
Is there action in it?
Oh yeah,
Special effects?
Yeah. I mean, special effects. There's tech. There's sort of Stark-esque tech as far as what they're doing, and then action. Again, I mean, you have to keep it. It is a TV show, but there are a couple of characters. Ming-Na Wen's character, another character played by a new actor named Brett Dalton, that are very good at fighting, and they get some nice, cool little martial arts fight sequences in it. Nothing that will change your life, but delivers. Has a couple of very cool little beats on it. And again, that mixture of humor, that's what Whedon does so well, takes a really tense sequence, a really cool sequence, and then also adds that extra beat, had the audience cracking up.
And what about Agent Coulson?
He's great. I mean, it's great to have him back. Clark Gregg, is such a great fit for that character. And all I'll say about his return is they give you a reason that is a little too easy, and then they let you know that's a little too easy, and which they've kind of insinuated in interviews, because there's some dialogue, this is how I'm back, that you're like, that's not it, and then they let you know that's not quite it, but we're going to deal with that down the line.
Nice.
And then what about Catching Fire?
Yeah, I want to hear about Catching Fire.
Oh, did you guys
Time to
see
mark
the
out.
trailer?
I did, and I was...
I had literal chill. Do you guys read the books?
No.
Okay.
But
I know nothing, so
Yeah.
pitch me right now.
Love the books.
The books are great. I mean,
Yeah.
you should read the books. But I mean, I think that the thing about this trailer that I got very excited about is that it captured the tone of this book, which is going to get this movie, which is going to get a little more in depth in sort of the politics of this world, but also it's a very, very fantastical games that they're going into, and they did not shy away on those special effects. They didn't show you the games themselves that are going to take place. This is not a spoiler, on an island.
Yeah.
You see her dive into water but they did show you that they have probably, I think, improved and put a little more money into the special effects, even just from the scenes with the dresses and the Mockingjay dress. And you get the idea from the Mockingjay. Okay, I'm going to be clear now. Basically what happens is the Mockingjay becomes Katniss's symbol, as we know from the first one, and it's the symbol sort of rebellion. And so for her to go into the games in the dress of a Mockingjay, which they showed in the trailer, so that is not a spoiler, lets you know the depth of where they're going to go with this movie into her rebellion against this world in the Capitol.
And there was one really badass part where she shoots an arrow that I think you can see Francis Lawrence is going to bring a much more sort of dynamic action style. I really enjoyed the first movie, but I don't think you're going to get the shaky cam thing. There's that part where, where she ducks out of the way, pulls back and draws, and I was like, that's cool. That was awesome.
She was trained, when I interviewed her for Catching Fire, she had been trained by an Olympic archer. I think that's how you say it. An Olympic archer, and she basically had the bow and arrow in the trunk of her car at all times. I mean, she just
So if someone attacks Jennifer Lawrence.
So that's it. You're good.
As long as she can get to the trunk of her car.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, she really took to archery. She really loves it. I think that's clear absolutely in the footage. And I think, a lot of people had problems with the shaky cam. We're not going to see that. It was very clear to me. The effects were there. The action sequences were going to be there. But perhaps most importantly, the story was really going to be there as well.
It looks really good.
Chris, what was your favorite moment of Comic-Con this year?
My favourite moment at Comic-Con? Probably taking direction from Edgar Wright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What
At our World's
directed
End
it?
party, we had a photo booth there, a green screen. I asked him if he'd do a picture with me, and he said, yeah, and we were just going to take it normally. And he said, no, do this, grab that, do this, I'm going to do something behind you. And we did the picture, and then I looked at it, and we recreated the poster without me realising.
Oh, nice.
And he was like, you've just taken direction from Edgar Wright.
How about you, Joey?
Actually, I was in this the Marvel Games panel earlier today, which I was just I went in there early because I had to cover a panel after that, and they were talking about the new Lego and the Marvel Lego superhero game.
This looks pretty cool.
And it looked cool, but they debuted a bunch of new characters, and including Axel Alonso, who's the editor-in-chief of Marvel, Joe Quesada, who we had on the show earlier this week, and Stan Lee. And then Stan Lee came out and gave his whole speech and said Excelsior and all that stuff. But then before they went into fan Q&A, one of the developers or people on the panel proposed to his girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
And so that was
Very nice.
that was my favorite moment of Comic-Con.
Because you love love.
I do.
That's great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us through the past 3 days. Live streaming Comic-Con to all the people at home. It's been a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much for tuning in. The only reason in the world we do any of this is for you, so we really appreciate you guys sticking with us over the past 3 days. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Damon Hatfield signing off from IGN Live at San Diego Comic-Con 2013. Everybody have a great weekend.